guys, what's going on? My name is Claire and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a real detailed, comprehensive review of the MB200 Massimo mini bike. Now I don't know if it's Massimo or Massimo, but I'm just going to say it however it comes out, and I hope that's acceptable for all you trail bike, mini bike fans out there. Now I posted a video a couple weeks ago called like Massimo MB200 review in the snow. I'll link it right up here if you haven't seen it, but to be honest with you, it was just kind of like me riding around with my siblings and my neighbors and doing crazy things, and I thought that was cool and dope, but it wasn't really a review. And because I've had the bike for about half a year now, I thought it would be time to give you a real detailed look at this beautiful bike right behind me. So let's get into this. Okay, so first and foremost, my camera battery is dying, so I might have to switch over to my iPhone, but we'll get to that. If the quality decreases throughout this, just know that's what happens. This is the bike right here. As you can see, I'm 5'5", 150 pounds, and this is kind of what it looks like when I ride it. So it does still kind of look like a toy, but at the same time, it obviously can carry my weight, and it doesn't look tiny or like it doesn't have a lot of bulk to it. So it is like a kind of real, sturdy, solid bike. At the same time, it kind of does look like a toy. So it's hard to sort of figure it out. But again, this is my kind of full adult female size on this bike. All right, so as I predicted, my camera died, so we're now on my phone, and I'm using this piece of cardboard I found to give you the specs. But that's okay, we'll just keep rolling. All right, so like I said, this is 196 cc's, and it's a 4-stroke single-cylinder engine with a gas tank capable of carrying 0.82 gallons of fuel. The frame is made of steel and the brakes are drum, and the wheels are 19 by 7/8, which I don't actually really know what that means, but I'm pretty sure they're 19 inches in circumference, if that's the right geometric term. The bike is also 66 inches in length. So from bottom of the tire to the handlebars, 42. Bottom of the tire to the handlebars is 42 inches. So that's your height as well. So those are kind of the specs of the bike, but let me tell you my experience with it and show you out. So here is the bike. I know that the options for this bike, you can get it in red. There's also a green and a camouflage option. I'm not sure what's available at the moment, but I purchased the black bike. It's all black and it's really quite beautiful. Also, quick disclaimer, this bike obviously comes with a back fender with a little highlighter light on it, and as you probably noticed from the previous videos I just showed you, there was no back fender on my bike. I decided not to put it on. Now mud and water will splat onto my back all the way up into my helmet, but at the same time, my brother and I take these bikes off-road, on trails. Sometimes we try to do wheelies, and these were just kind of getting in the way. My brother actually tried to do a wheelie and completely cracked the back fender in half. As you can see, he tried to kind of jerry-rig that back together. We both decided at this moment to keep these back fenders off. This is my brother's bike. He has the tan and green, which is really cool and very retro, but his front fender has absolutely cracked. This was from going off-roading and wiping out in the wet grass. I got a replacement for the front. I'm not sure what the price was on that. Clearly, he was only able to find it in black. Some cool features about this bike, obviously a cool kickstand, which makes it supportive when you're not on the bike, and these cool little foot rests that come up and down. They're really fun because they can be up and then you go to ride and you just kind of clip them down, which is really fun. You also have a headlamp. In a moment, I will demonstrate its wonderful and slightly dim capabilities, but it's pretty cool. Here is the front. As you can see, big, thick, wide tires, nice thick tread. I will say in some situations, like when it is rainy or wet, it is still very sleek on this bike, so be careful. Here we have the 0.82 gallon tank where you put your fuel. Super easy access point right here. Here is how you start the bad boy. Couple levers here, including choke run and the off on. Sometimes we struggle with the choke, and sometimes it starts when the choke is back, sometimes when it's forward, but the fuel obviously should always be on, or your fuel's not getting where it needs to be and the bike won't start. Here's that back tire. Again, very similar to the front, wide, lots of tread, and that fender is obviously missing. This is where it would be located if it was on there. Nice leather, thick padded seat. You can see really wide. It's fairly comfortable. You're not gonna have a lot of shock support here in the back. This is a cool feature as well. It comes with this nice little storage space. This is where I put my phone, my gloves, my goggles, whatever I'm not using. I'm not sure it's the safest. There's not a lot of like security in here, but it certainly keeps it from getting wet or damaged when using the bike. right, so here is that choke and the fuel line on and off section. I'm not sure I'm using the exact correct terms, but you get the basic idea. And there are some symbols here if you need some guidance. This is off. As you can see, it kind of has it exited out. And then here's like kind of like a cycle symbol. And that symbol would need to be on in order for the bike to be on. But when you want to turn the bike off, obviously you just click that off. So to get the bike going, I would turn this on, make sure it's on in that cycle, and then come down here and I make sure that choke is back and the fuel is on. I would start this way, and then once obviously the bike gets running, that's when you push the choke forward and the bike starts to cycle. If you're obviously familiar with like a lawnmower or other sort of gas powered machinery, this probably is a pretty familiar concept to you. So it's super simple, but it might be helpful for you. All right, so this mini bike also takes oil. My brother's bike actually came with some in the little compartment. Mine did not, I had to purchase some. It is the SAE 15W40. It's kind of specific. When I purchased this, I had a really hard time finding it. I had to go kind of down the aisle in the store and go to like small motors. So just make sure you're looking through the whole shelf when you go to buy this. At the time of purchase, which is about 4 months ago, the bike was $599. Right now it's $699. And the best place to get it is Tractor Supply Company, and we purchased ours online. Now, despite it only being $600 for the bike, the shipping cost for our area was $120. The shipping was like a third party kind of shipping. So dealing with them was a little bit more challenging, and there was some struggles with location with the bike for about a week, and it was late to my house, but it did arrive, and it arrived safely. The bike, when it is shipped, does arrive with that front tire deflated for travel purposes. The bike kind of shows up in this weird crate box, and it will always be deflated if it is being shipped. So don't be alarmed, you will need to get that pumped to get air in that front tire. Other than that, you may need to purchase the oil and obviously put gas in it, but we didn't really have to do much maintenance on the bike when we first got it. We were able to take it out that very day. I've looked on Amazon and all over the place when trying to purchase this trail bike, and the cheapest price, even with shipping cost, was still at the time Tractor Supply Company online. So I know they sell them sometimes in stores. You just don't have as many options for the color or the design, but that may be an option for you as well, and you can buy it same day. We are very hard on these trail bikes. We take them all over the place, from, you know, big fields to trails. We've taken them in the rain on a sunny day around the neighborhood. We've taken them obviously through the snow. If you haven't seen that video, just know that these things are, they're a ton of fun, but they're not necessarily going to be foolproof at all times. Oh, and by the way, it says they get up to 25 miles per hour, but we've only been able to get ours up to about 18, and maybe if we're lucky 20. So I don't know if that's all believable as well. It's a lot of fun. These are great bikes. For beginners, this is a great way to learn. It self-stabilizes after 5 miles per hour. It's obviously automatic, so it's just the movement of the clutch and this brake here on the left side, so it's very easy to maneuver and to ride it. I wouldn't say its turn angle is all that great, but you learn how to use the bike very quickly. It's easy to learn, easy to ride, and it's a really good time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was more helpful than my last video about these bikes, but it probably won't be the last time this bike is on my YouTube channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment if you have any more questions or concerns. I'm totally down to chat with you about the bike and give you the inside scoop on what it's like to own the Massimo MB200. All right, thanks so much. See you next time. Peace.